Welcome, Kimi and Erin. I am so excited. I'm so used to saying Erin and Kimi and Erin, because we are traveling together. And I appreciate you guys so much coming on to Travel Connections to talk about my first tour with Travel Connections Tours in Tuscany. You guys are so joyous. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting us.
We were
Excited
just
to
so
talk about our
excited
trip.
I know. We were just so excited to be invited. It was amazing.
But here's the fun part. Travel is one of those things that you get to keep talking about those memories. Like my mother, who was also on the tour, she, all she wants to do is talk about it. It's like she and her friend Arlene, who was also on the tour, they're emailing back and forth with each other and they're discovering new photos. And it's so awesome that this tour doesn't really go away that quickly,
No, definitely not. I feel like just in general, Italy is so much fun. And everybody's like, oh, I have to go at least one time in my life. And I feel like I know for you go multiple, but everybody's like, oh, that's one of my bucket list places. And this definitely was a bucket list trip.
Yeah, and I feel like too, the fact that while we were even there, just kept coming up with more places that we wanted to see and kept saying, okay, well, the next time we come to Italy, because it really is just that kind of place.
Yeah.
Well, it is. And refresh my memory. I'm looking for my timer here. Refresh my memory. Had either of you been to Italy? I think I remember the answer, but Erin, have you been to Italy before?
Yes. So I went when I was 13 years old. So for me, going 13 to 33, huge difference. A completely different experience, being able to actually understand what I'm looking at and not getting drained. Just being like, oh, there's another statue, or there's another
thing.
Feel. Like,
how about you, Kimi?
I went about a little over 10 years ago with one of my other friends, but it was a very short, where we were only a couple days here, a couple days there. We didn't actually get to spend like a week long in one place.
Yeah.
So this was definitely a different type of trip. And I think I enjoyed it more just because we actually got to stay and see pretty much everything in those little places.
Well, if you're traveling with Kimi and Erin, you are going to see everything because the list is long. We actually, in addition to doing our Tuscany tour, we started in Rome and we did Rome, and they were there a little bit longer. And then we traveled through Florence too. So the list was long. And honestly, I think you guys accomplished everything that was on your list, don't you?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
We both just want to see everything. Yeah. And then some. I think that was the part of it too, is that we kept asking you, what are we going to see with you? Because we want to see other things also. And yeah.
Right. So before we continue, for those of you who are listening, Kimi, are you on a boat?
Yes, I am on a boat.
I have to say it.
I know. I'm so sorry, guys. No, one of my friends, her family is out in Catalina for the holiday weekend. And since I'm working, they were coming out early. And luckily, I got to hop on the boat and I'll be here until tomorrow.
That's super cool. I just, as an aside, I had to mention that you have ocean sitting behind you.
Yes.
Well,
so rocking.
I know.
I know. I was cracking up. I was like, I wonder if they're going to be able to see it.
Your slight movement. Well, I don't even know where we begin. I think I should give a little quick history that we actually traveled together last year to Morocco. And that was a trip of a lifetime, was it not?
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. That was remarkable. I'd love to do it again, too.
I know.
I think Morocco was one of those, it is a once in a lifetime trip to see it for the first time. And I think the fact that Erin and I, at least at the very beginning, we were like, oh, that sounds like a really cool trip. And then when you guys were like, well, we need more people. Do you guys want to go? I don't think either of us thought that was ever going to be an option. So I think the fact that we got to go I think both of our minds were just blown that we were even there.
I feel the same way. And I think that leads me to talking a little bit about the fact that we had 3 generations on our Tuscan tour. We had 2 generations in Morocco, and your dad came and our dear friends, and we had the time of our lives. And I actually interviewed them on the podcast. So if anybody wants to hear about Morocco and I don't know, gin and tonics in the Sahara Desert. And I mean, it was spectacular. Cindy Steffen did an incredible job putting our tour together. But we did have 3 generations coming to Tuscany together. And you guys, I wanted to say this earlier, but you guys bring this joyous spark to any tour that you are on. Honestly, I think tour operators should just like hire you to go on and like spark the tour because you guys are so fun. So fun. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Here.
Let's talk about the tour. God, where do we even begin? Do you want to talk about favorites? Is there a favorite thing that like comes to mind and then we can go maybe each day?
I think for me, just in general, we had Tim and Jan, who were our amazing hosts, and having Tim go around with us to the different vineyards and the wineries, and actually we got to go 2 places and we're seeing the vines. We're getting to ask questions. We're seeing the barrels. We're seeing the exact process these people go through every day and year round. And it was, to me, that was amazing. And I loved Tim's knowledge and the fact that we could ask any question. And if he didn't know, within 24 hours, we not only had an answer, but we had an extensive, we will tell you exactly why and what you should be tasting. And I don't know, I think that part to me was my favorite, just that he was so knowledgeable and we got to walk around and go to these amazing places and see step by step how the wine's being made.
So fun. Erin?
No, that's definitely one of the things that I really enjoyed is being able to talk to Tim and learn about wine, because that was something I was like, okay, I'm going to Tuscany. I need to learn because that's just one of the things I didn't really know like much about. So just being able to interact with him and be like, okay, so this one has more tannins, and just going from there and breaking it down more was fantastic. But also I just remember walking out to their villa that we stayed in was absolutely gorgeous. And just being like, I remember Tim was in front of me and I just hear, oh my God. And he just looks around and had the biggest smile on my face when we walk out and see the view was just fantastic.
It is.
And that I don't think.
It is truly staggering. And I think I was looking forward to that. I had built all of this up quite a bit, right? I mean, I was pretty free with my compliments on what we had created on this tour and where you were going to be and how you were going to enjoy it. And so I had a lot on the line in my mind. I got to deliver, right? So on the first day, you get there in the late afternoon on let's just say Sunday, because that's for this tour it was then. And Leslie was crying. Delaney was crying. My mother was crying. You guys were like, oh my gosh. I'm like, see, I told you. You've never seen a view like that. Even if you see it in my videos or in your videos or in the photos.
Or in a movie.
In a movie. I love
this movie picture. Like, gorgeous.
It doesn't do it justice. It's breathtaking.
Well, and I think the other thing too is just walking up and down a street. I just kept looking down, being like, I feel like I'm in a storybook. Yes, I feel like I'm in a storybook land that has come to life, and I am a Disney princess, and I just don't even know where are my woodland creatures. I love this.
With all the birds and the animals that were walking around too, it literally was the Disney princess.
It's like you needed a little apron
with a glass of wine.
With a glass of wine in your hand.
Well, that's what it's like. I mean, we are staying in a medieval village where like 160 people live. There are people that live outside the walls. We literally are living inside the walls of a medieval village in a hilltop in Tuscany. I mean, where do you get that opportunity to be that close to something?
Well, not only that, but some of the towns that we were going to are very small. So if you don't know somebody who's been there, I feel like it would be really hard to decide where to stay, what to go to. So having you and having Tim and Jan, who have been there multiple times, who live there, to me, that was an experience completely that I think would change anybody's trip, just because you would never know all these little secrets and places. And I don't know, you guys did an amazing job of keeping us on track and taking us and saying, here, you guys, you're never going to get this anywhere else, but here is this overlook that is the most beautiful view we've ever seen in our whole lives.
No, definitely. Even like the winery that we went to, that's a place I feel like they are so small that you would have no idea that that's somewhere that you can go to, and that this lady's the one who has produced everything from start to finish, has planted like 25,000 vines by herself with help of 2 other people, but handpicks all of her grapes to go into your wine. You just know that that's just a love that she enjoys doing.
But to have that opportunity to meet Anna and her organic and, tour her organic vineyard, but it was top notch. Her equipment is so impressive. But I was exhausted thinking about all the work that she has to do. I mean,
Definitely.
it's like, who does that?
Oh, God.
I know when she said, "Oh no, I'd pick every bundle."
Yeah.
I said,
"What?"
We were like, "Every bundle?" She goes, "Yes."
Yes.
And it was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, that must take a really long time.
Yeah.
You thought as nurses that you worked hard. I don't know. She's going to give you a run for the money, I think.
I think so.
Well,
Goodness.
that was the whole idea. That was the inception of this tour, actually, is that I'd known Tim and Jan for years, and they kept saying, because I kept going to the region. The first time I was ever in Siena, I was 18 years old. So that was a long time ago. And so to be able to bring people to my very favorite places and spaces, the place where I got that scarf, the place where I ate that lunch, the place where I sipped that wine, it was really a gift for me to give to other people. And I'm so glad that Tim and Jan live there too, because they have these connections and relationships. It's about the relationships.
Okay.
Yes.
Right? You walked into these restaurants and it was like, hey, how are you? They know Tim and Jan. They know, what we like. And it was so fun. It was dreamy.
It was great. Yeah.
So we started in Montepulciano on Monday. And Montepulciano is a very famous place. And tell me about the connection with the vampire movie. They filmed, what's the name of the movie?
Twilight.
Thank
They
you.
filmed one of the Twilight things.
Yes.
One of the Twilight ones.
Twilight, I think it was New Moon, the second one.
Okay, thank
when
you.
I Googled it.
Everyone your age goes,
Yeah.
I think we were laughing once they told us. We were like, wait, we need to look this up. And here's Erin. Erin's our researcher, and she's pulling it up. We're looking at the phone. We're looking up. We're looking at the phone. We go, oh my God.
That's it.
That's it. That's the building.
It's like Robert Pattinson was right there between those doors under the clock tower.
I think someone acted it out too. I think that was like 9:00 in the morning on a Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, oh my gosh. Well, we shopped. We had an incredible wine lunch. How fun was that?
It was, I think that was one
Amazing.
of our first.
Delicious.
Well, we sat down and we're like, we're here drinking wine
I know.
in a small village, and this is amazing.
Now,
And then wine's just encircling us also. The place is just gorgeous. Just like it's above us, it's below us, it's to the side.
it's so cute. And we start at the top of the hill. So Montepulciano is on a hill. All these are hill towns by definition. But instead of walking bottom to top, we start at the top and we walk
And we
down.
go down.
But it is, you half expect a Disney princess to be singing with her birds and carrying her basket as you go down the street. I mean, it's so beautiful. And then if you walk down these alleys, there's geranium baskets and little shops and cheese shops and truffle shops. And it's not commercial feeling.
No,
not at all.
No, it really does feel like everything is mom and pop. It is generational, and you'll start speaking to somebody or attempting to, and they'll show you something and you're like, wait, this is your family's for how many generations?
Yeah.
So I think
get
that
that
was
a
the
lot.
other part. Yeah. But I like too that lunch, it was Christian, I believe. To me, the fact that he pulled the map of Tuscany off the wall just to show us the regions of like, you were drinking wine from here, you were drinking wine from here. I could not believe. I'm like, did he just pull that off the wall? They're like, he's like, oh, it's okay, I'll put it back after. I'm like, well, thank you.
Well, it's fun. I think Tim did a very good job balancing like the knowledge part of the wine. Like you didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm in school.
No.
But it was just like totally accenting what you were eating and explaining why you were having this grape with this and why that grape was important. And I really love that part of it. Did you know that you would be so passionate about wine? You even used the word DOCG the other day, Kimmy. I'm like, whoa.
I am one of those people that I love wine, but I don't know about it. I just know
You
that
do
I
now.
like it.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of those moments where Tim had done such a good job of explaining everything to us. And we really got into the DOCG, IGT, just all these different
DOCs,
terms, DOCs. And I was at dinner the other night and somebody ordered a bottle of wine and I looked over and I went, oh my goodness, there's a DOCG label. And I was right on the phone. I was like, I have to tell Suzanne. I have to tell Tim and Jan. I was like, they're going to be so proud.
I'm
That
sure.
was the same thing, just like learning about all the different wines. I was able to bring it to an Italian restaurant for where I grew up with my family and my aunt. And I was like, oh, this one's going to be a good one. This one. And I was like, these ones have certain regulations they have to do. And they're just like, wait, what? I'm like, I know stuff now.
I'm so proud of you. That is so cool. I bet your parents were like, whoa, Erin.
Yeah, I know. They're excited because they love wine. So for now, me to also have appreciation for it. It's like another topic we just can discuss.
And you can share it together, which I think I think it's super cool. So on the second day, we went to Siena. And I will tell you that every day is my favorite day. But Siena is my favorite day. Siena is, to me, so historic, so interesting. Tell me your thoughts about Siena and why it was important to be there.
I think for me, one of the parts was getting to see the Siena Duomo. That
was gorgeous.
I mean, getting to see any of the Duomos really is spectacular. But to see this one in particular, to me, it's on a smaller scale, but I think it is one of the most beautiful inside and outside. The inside is just, I remember walking in, my jaw dropping and being like, what am I looking at?
I know.
This is absolutely amazing. And our guide that day,
Christina.
Christina, I loved her. I loved when we were walking around, she's giving us all these little tidbits on, the drama between here and these families. And I love all of that. And Erin and I are always like, tell us, we want the tea.
Give us all the tea.
Give us all the tea. We want all the drama. We love it. So yeah.
And also the Palio that happens there, the horse races, and just how that is the biggest thing in the world for this town and the people, and how they have all of the different like families, factions.
17.
Yeah.
Contrade.
Thank you.
Contrade. 17 of those, and they're all described as their animals, their flowers, their sea creatures. There's different they're represented for each of this contrada. And it's been around since medieval times. And as you know, Craig and I got to go to the Palio.
Yes. And it's definitely on the bucket list now.
I know.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm telling you right now, we didn't think any of the trips that we've been on would happen. So the Palio, it will happen.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. The fact that we went on this trip and with Morocco, it's going to happen. I don't know when, but it will.
It's for sure. You know, Siena is one of those places that it's like a pretty big, small city, if that makes sense. It's navigable. You can go around and see everything, and it's very colorful. It has so much history. The food is great, but the Palio is like the center of the historic. I don't want to say meaning, but it intertwines with everyone's life who lives there, like their whole lives. And they do this race twice a year, once in July and once in August. And it's a huge deal.
Well, and I think it was interesting, too, to learn that there's 17 in total, but only, I believe it was 10 race. And it's how they get decided and how everybody comes to the town square and it becomes a raffle, and how you might not be going this year, but your horse might be going the next year. And to me, I'm like, I love it. Tell us more. And then I think too that Christina was saying how on a daily basis, everyone knows they'll be like, oh, I'm a caterpillar, or I'm part of and whatever the plan is. Yeah, unicorn. But then during the Palio times, they're like, it's the only time that I'd say, no, we can't talk at this time. Like, we're until the race is over, we can't talk. And so it was kind of cool that the traditions have stayed the same, where people are still competitive, but yet they can go to work the following week and just be back.
It doesn't matter. You just have your friends, no matter what cortata you're from. It just works out.
And that brick piazza is one of the prettiest
so pretty.
in Italy. I mean, there's a big campanile, a big tall tower with a clock that it is so iconic. If you see that in any photo now, since you've been to Siena, now you know, well, that's Siena. That's the piazza. Yes. And it is stunning. And to jump back to the Duomo is interesting because there's a lot of mosaic pieces on the floor. I don't even know how you describe it. And it's like this whole storyline. Yeah. And the fact that someone is describing, I mean, there were so many, you could have been there for 9 hours, but we kept it to a normal amount of time. But it's amazing what the stories they told, and think of how primitive they were. How long ago this was when they created this cathedral. It's staggering.
And I think the other thing too is just all the cathedrals that we went in general, all of Italy that we've been. For me, it's the fact that what tools they used, how they were able to.
How did they do it?
How are they able to see it and then be able to create it? And sometimes the stones or the pieces are the tiniest little square that you could think of. And it's like, how did you get it so perfect in just that little spot? And it's all still there.
I know.
They've been able to preserve it and it still looks amazing.
So we're only on Tuesday right now. So we did a lot in a short period of time. We still shopped. We went to this darling little kind of casual. We had a really, I don't want to say fancy, but kind of fancy dinner the night before at La Grotta, which was stunning and beautiful. And the food was so good. That was in Montepulciano. And so the idea was to dial it down a little bit and have a casual lunch. No one needed a 5-course meal at lunch when you've just had dinner. So we did that. And that was lovely. And I think you guys had some pretty good shopping in Siena.
Yes.
I think so.
You got some really cute purses.
You did.
Even met the man who created the purses, too. He was the one that was helping us.
Right. Is that the one with the scarf, Erin?
Yes.
Yes. The yellow one.
Yeah, that was...
With the Palio scarf.
Yeah, so cute. I love that. So we did Siena. And then Wednesday, we stayed in the village all day. We didn't get in a van. We got to get up at our leisure and we stayed in our village. What did you think of that day?
I liked it just because it was funny to me to see we could go to one end all the way to the other end. And
in 5 minutes,
we got to see in 5 minutes, but we got to see the nonnas. And I was like, oh my gosh, the nonnas, that's where one of them lives. Because we had seen them for the past few days at that point. And every day we had come in from the end of our day and they're sitting on the outside and they sometimes would smile, sometimes wouldn't. They would sometimes greet us and we'd be like, Suzanne, what do we say back? What are we allowed? But just to see them. And I remember one of the nonnas, she had nodded her head at us as we went by. And I said, oh,
you got a nod.
He's like, I got a nod from the nonna.
They accepted us.
Well, we started with kind of a historic walk and Jan did a really amazing job explaining the history of the village. What I love so much about this tour is that where do you get the opportunity to actually live in a village?
Yeah.
It's not this big hotel experience. It's like this authentic, personal experience. And Jan took us around and explained, took maybe 45 minutes to an hour. It wasn't like a huge deal. Yeah. But it was lovely. And we had a cooking class.
I loved cooking class.
You did? Okay.
I kept telling Erin, I'm like, we should do another one. Let's do another.
We do. Yes.
Okay.
I honestly loved it. I loved being the hands-on. And I mean, I've never made raviolis before. So getting to see the first couple ones, she was the woman who is helping us, she looked at us and you could tell she was like, oh, these people need help. and
It's like, somebody else get up here.
yeah, she's like, somebody else. And so once everybody had gone through, I believe once, she goes, okay, well, I think at that point we had to make 50 more or something like that for dinner.
We need
and
more.
Erin and I looked at each other and we said, okay, we're on it. And she had us up there and Erin and I tag teamed the raviolis.
And your dad hopped in too.
And then
Yeah.
my dad started hopping in at the end and he was like, oh, I just made tiramisu, so I'm going to get raviolis now. I go, oh, all right, sir. And I think it was just fun that everybody got to try it. And I think the whole time, I think everybody was laughing and smiling and I think it was just so fun. And also learning that depending on where you are, they'll make the pasta different. They'll make the stuff, whatever we would put inside there. Everything is going to be slightly different just depending on where you are. And I like that she goes, oh no, we don't use egg here.
No.
We're only using water. And we were like, oh.
Like, wait, what? Yeah.
Like,
and
really?
It's just like the
and she
different
goes,
regions.
oh yes, no, it's only water. And we handle the dough differently. And she said for the one that we had made, the filling, they had just had it recently. And she said, we wanted to recreate it. And putting mint with ricotta, never thought that
Never
would
thought
work.
of that ever.
But it ended up being one of the most delicious meals we had on the trip. Just
So light.
nothing
was
so different.
delicious.
It was divine and she was absolutely adorable. And let's jump back. Can we talk about breakfast at iCastagni?
Oh, yes.
We did not touch on that yet. Who wants to go first? Oh my goodness.
Gosh. Every day just having something different. It was always your basis of just homemade granola, homemade yogurt. And then there was this like, I know, homemade everything.
Yes.
Jams, apples, or apple juice.
Yes.
And then she would
Fresh
always do like,
squeezed. Yeah.
yes, there was a tart or some like brioche with a beautiful spread with chocolate and like raspberry on it. It was just, mwah.
I know.
Yeah. And then I love that they'd walk up and we could order cappuccino, we could order
yes,
espresso,
some eggs too.
and the eggs. I love fresh eggs, but there's something about fresh eggs in Italy in the morning.
Tuscany.
So much better.
Oh my God.
That was amazing.
And their little touch of the flowers on everything.
Yes.
Their edible flowers.
I have a video and photos of every single breakfast because it was so beautiful. And then I would go inside the little kitchen and I would ask him in my broken Italian, what flower is this? And he'd be like, they own a flower farm. So, you've got these incredible herb flowers. He goes, oh, I think that's thyme. And I'm like, oh my God, who thinks of this?
Yeah.
The beauty.
Amazing.
I know it was so up my alley and it was just so up everyone's alley. And I was so delighted to get up in the morning so we could have breakfast there. But then you don't want to overeat because then you're going to have an amazing lunch. Then you're going to have an amazing dinner. So you kind of have to balance. We also went to a winery that is right inside the walls. And you discovered, had you ever had Vinsanto before?
I personally had not.
Yeah.
And that was a shock.
Uh-huh.
I was like, wait, is this really good?
I know.
You can only have a little bit of it, but it was amazing.
It was fun.
It was delicious. I think Kimmy, the bottles came in too. So I'm so excited to try them when it comes
I think so far, we had to buy wine. We couldn't not buy wine.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
I think we have 2 of the 3 boxes have arrived still. So we're waiting on one more.
You guys are so enthusiastic, but it's like you want to take that home with you. And then what I find too is you want to share it with the people you love. You want to share it with your friends. You want to go, oh my gosh, see this bottle here? This is a Brunello. We're going to get to Brunello. This is this, and it comes from this region. And they're like, you know this? And you're like, yes, I do.
Uh-huh.
You're like, we were there.
I know.
We were there. We experienced it.
We did. We also went to Pienza on Thursday after we visited the organic vineyard, which was epic. And
That was amazing.
the tasting,
It was.
the artwork, the home, the whole thing was just so special.
I think she did such a good job too of when she was explaining to us the process and us getting to see the barrels. And then she, of course, took the time. She brought us the most amazing. It was I believe, pecorino and
That was just like a little
prosciutto,
charcuterie.
the charcuterie, but it was just on a different level.
I know.
And I think all of us, it was like, well, we love the wine, but we love this too.
We like the food too. I know.
It's like, where'd you get the cheese? I want that.
I want that cheese. Well, and then
It
we
was
went to
so good.
Piazza where you can buy the cheese.
Yeah. We did. Yeah.
We did.
Mine's gone.
You ate yours already. Yeah, we cut into ours. We bought a wheel. So you can buy pecorino. It is sheep's milk cheese. And you can take home, you cannot bring home any meats, but you can bring home certain hard cheeses that are vacuum packed, just FYI. And so it was so good. It's just, you know what? You can go to the finest Italian market here, but it's not the same.
It's not the
No, it's
same.
not gonna be
Someone
the
making
same.
it down the road. It's just
Yeah.
not the same.
And just being able to try it. And I thought that was one of the funny parts is the man behind the counter. We kept looking. We go, can we take this home?
Yeah. You're like,
And there were certain ones where he said yes. And then certain ones he's like, I have to seal it. And he would go over.
Yeah.
They were so nice. And I brought home 2. I've only opened 1. I'm trying to keep the other one because I want to make raviolis.
Oh,
I want to make
Well-
some sauces.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think that's the other part too for people that I'm sure it's not everybody, but for me, I'm lactose intolerant. And yet when we're there, things that I normally wouldn't be able to eat, I can pretty much eat anything there.
No issue.
And it goes from me being in the States and becoming really sick to there. I might have a stomachache every once in a while, but it's nothing compared to here. It's
Yeah.
just, I just love that I can try everything and eat all the
You're
fun,
restricted.
all the fun things.
I was so happy for you. You didn't get sick at all, did you?
No, I think I had maybe 1 or 2 days where my stomach just kind of felt a little off, but I didn't actually get sick, which to me, the whole time I was like, let me try it. If we're here
Bring
and I
it.
can eat it, let's give it to me.
No,
Let's try it.
There's like all the gelato, and you're like, I just need another sandwich with cheese on it before we leave. We're in the airport.
I know. I know our last day, we were sitting there and I'm like, I would like 1 more, please.
I just need one more sandwich with cheese. Because at
I
home,
just
you
need
don't
one
have
more.
you don't have sandwiches with cheese at home. So
No, I don't have
any
I-
cheese, do you?
I'm no dairy once I'm
Yeah.
back in the States.
yeah.
No giant chunks of mozzarella or burrata.
Or burrata.
Big balls of cheese that we enjoyed.
I
Well,
know.
Friday, we went to the King of Wines. We went to Montalcino, where we discovered Brunello. And we had a little education on Brunello. And we went to the castle. You guys went way up high in the castle. Those photos
That
turned out
was-
really cute with you guys
did.
way up high.
We are, if anything, Suzanne, you know that Erin and I will go just about anywhere. And if we
Yep.
can climb something, we're going.
We're going up high. We need to go up high.
Well, it's kind of like, okay, I need some photos. Okay, Kimi and Erin, will you go climb 400 stairs, please? So I can have the view of the castle. And you're like, sure, we're out. We're done. It was a really cute town. It's also very small. And it's
Very
home
small.
to a very special grape and a very special wine. And we had a really fun, very fun wine lunch. I have some very fun pictures of you guys surrounded by glasses.
Oh god.
Yes.
The whole entire table. There's
It
way
was.
too many.
But you're only drinking like little sips or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's a very nice way to compare, don't you think?
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
you were getting quite opinionated. Well, no, I don't know about that one. I think that I think number 2
We're
was better
also-
than 3.
4 days into drinking and learning from Tim's knowledge and just being thrown at us in a great way. So it was by then we're like, yes, now I know what I like and don't like.
Exactly.
Well, I think the other part too was that they were going through the wines and there was one in particular that all of us were like, it's really good, but we're not sure if that's the one that we would buy. And
Mhm.
then we had lunch and they brought us the ragu. And I'm not kidding. I don't think I've ever seen an entire table change their mind about a wine because of food. And the second we all tried it with the ragu, we all agreed that was it. That's the wine.
That's
Let's
the
buy
best
it.
one.
Like that's the case we're buying.
Yeah.
It was so amazing to have that food and wine pairing and realizing, oh my goodness, wine really does change depending on what you're eating.
It does.
And also the person that was there leading our tasting did such a good job of being like, do not touch it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Don't sip. Do not sip.
Just leave it alone. I was like, okay, got it. And totally understandable, because then he did. He had us try it before we ate and then after we ate, and it was just amazing. And I think all of us bought bottles of that one
We
after.
did.
I think
We
so.
came home with a case. I think you guys, I think it just arrived at your house. That eggplant with the Parmesan cream.
Oh,
Holy
so
cow.
good.
I think every single one of us looked at each other, and the whole table kind of went silent as we were eting, and just being, this might be one of the best bites of the whole trip.
I know. And that's hard to believe because we had a lot of best bites.
We
And I
did.
think Jan tried, or somebody asked him about the recipe.
The sauce.
And it was like,
My dad
no,
asked.
no, not going to tell you. And we're like, shoot.
Like the chef left. They're like,
Yes. The chef waved at us as he left. Yeah. And then I remember my dad did ask, and they said, oh no, that's up to the chef. And I was like, no,
not going to happen.
Come back.
It was stupid good. Well, we are winding down. Unfortunately, we've gone through the week. We did have a big Brunello dinner on the last night. Chef came in and cooked us an amazing meal.
Amazing.
And that was super fun after a long day out. It was so fun to be in the Limonaya, which, let's talk about the Limonaya before we go.
Limonaya.
So the way that Jan says Limonaya, I could not get over it, and I could not pronounce it any other way. And the whole trip, I feel like Erin and I just kept going back and forth. Would you like to go to the Limonaya?
Limonaya.
We're going to go have an aperitivo in the Limonaya. And we could not stop. And I loved it. It was beautiful. And the view from it was incredible.
So
that window, they have the most amazing window, which sounds funny to say. It's a window.
It's a window.
You look through it. It is a perfect view. Absolutely perfect view.
It is in the Limonaya, and her darling British accent, and she's so full of life and
so sweet.
And I know if she's listening now, she is smiling because she is very special. The two of them are so amazing, and it was just my heart just squeezing thinking about it. So, well. Okay, so you went to Tuscany. Do you guys have plans yet in your head on what you're going to do next? You've only been home 2 weeks, I think. How do you decide your next travel plan? Where do you guys?
I know for me, I have certain trips that I do almost every year.
Okay.
More for family and just out of tradition.
Yeah.
So I come out to Catalina quite often with one of my friends and her family. Erin's hopefully going to join us on one of the trips this summer.
Fun.
We were talking about it yesterday. And then I usually go to Montana. There's a music festival that I go to with my dad and some of our family friends. That'll be in July. And then honestly, I don't have anything booked yet, but it'll probably be in the States for the rest of the year. But next year,
who knows?
Who knows? Definitely.
And Miss Erin is getting married.
I am.
Congratulations.
So October. Thank you. So we're planning on doing Maui after our wedding. And then we're also planning on doing Japan, but that will probably be next year as well. So those are my 2 big trips as of right now. And then there's a couple other ones sprinkled in for weddings, but because it's that time of the year for me and my fiance, all our friends are getting married.
Yes, they are. And you love to go, but it is a time, not time drain, but you have to account for the time plus the money involved in going to all these weddings. It's remarkable. My niece is actually getting married in Montana, which is kind of fun for a family destination.
Yeah.
So, weddings are fun. They're full of life and excitement. Yeah. Well, speaking of fun and life and excitement, thank you to both of you for bringing life to Travel Connections. I could talk about this tour all day long, but I think that we got to the heart and the essence of what we did. Is there anything that we missed, you think, or do you feel good about I
think anybody who wants to go on a tour, especially somebody that's our age, we're in our 30s, I think it's an amazing way to... Yes, it might seem like a lot of money up front, But when everything is covered and you have the freedom to not only be a part of the tour, but you guys were more than welcome, or you always told us if there's something you want to see, if there's something you want to do, you are more than welcome to go and see it. We would have free time so that we could go exploring. And I think it's an amazing way to make sure your transportation, your food, where you're actually staying. Yeah. I think that to me has been a huge change because normally we're the ones that are trying to come up with it and figure out, okay, where's our next meal? We want it to be really good, but what's touristy? What's not? What are we actually trying? I think having the tour was really fun, and having all the generations this trip, I think was even more fun because we'd be like, well, we want to go see that. And my favorite is that your mom, Linda, said, she goes, you know what? You girls are going to have so much fun doing that in the morning. We will see you after. And I was like, okay. Right. Of course, that next meal, she's like, okay, show me the pictures. I want to see. Yeah. So I think that was cool too, that it didn't matter that some of us wanted to do something in the morning. Others wanted a slower morning. We could kind of customize it to what we wanted. But I thought that was so fun where they kept going, okay, let me see the pictures. Tell us about your mornings. So yeah, it was good.
Erin, any last thoughts?
That I can think of right now.
We covered it.
Oh, wait. No, we're good. Also, I'm sorry, my brain is not functioning at a high level with this cold.
Erin and I were cracking up. We said, Suzanne, we have to say our one funny story was when we had our miscommunication with one of our lunches, and the menu said we were going to have beef stew, and it was a little bit of a colder day. We had our umbrellas just in case, and everything in it. We were like, oh, this looks really good, like beef stew on a cold day. And it shows up, and it is a piece of stewed beef.
It's a pile.
It was a
massive piece of beef.
We both kind of looked at each other and said, okay, let's try it.
But it was delicious.
It was absolutely delicious. We ate the whole thing. But it was so funny that we both went,
excuse me?
Wait,
that was Siena.
Stewed beef?
Yeah. And even our waiter was like, do you want like vegetables with it? We're like, no, there's vegetables in it. It's fine. We were just like, got it. Oh, okay. This makes sense.
So it made a lot more sense when they had been asking us questions before.
No. Yeah. They're like, no, we're good. We don't need vegetables. And they're like, okay, here's your pile of meat. It's like when Craig would order a latte and he would get hot milk delivered to him. He finally figured out that it's cafe latte, but that's a story for another day. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming on Travel Connections. You are delightful. I appreciate you very much. And I can't wait to travel with you again because I know it's going to happen.
Yes.
Well, so
especially with the travelers.
I know. No. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.